Kurt Mortensen. He's going to be talking about the millionaire psychology because you know what? Starts up here, starts right there. If you have a big enough why, you will figure out a how. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you coming to class? Why are you going to classes online? Why are you sharing with other people? If you have a big enough why, you will figure out a how. Our goal is to help you to figure out your why and your how. Part of that was the millionaire psychology. So we got Kurt in the house, Kurt Mortensen. He's out of bed, up and rolling. Let's turn it over to Kurt.
Okay, Millionaire Psychology 13. We're getting it done. We're making it happen. Hopefully, you've done the homework and thought about last time we talked about the people skills, the persuasion, another secret ingredient, the people you know, the friends that you have, the networks you have, the ability to persuade, influence, build trust is all important. And that's not something you've arrived at. We always got to continually work on those things. Today, let's spend some time, again, on the brain, on the mind, some of the most important things that we can talk about. Let me give you an example. Have you ever lost your keys and you're getting ready to fall asleep and you're thinking about the keys, and in the morning you woke up and you knew exactly where they were? I know this happened to you. That intuition, the power of your subconscious mind, harnessing your thoughts, is a powerful thing you can do to increase your speed to wealth. Especially that intuition. When I was doing research for laws of charisma, it was amazing that when we talked to charismatic leaders, very successful people, they wouldn't bring it up. But if you asked them, they would tell you that intuition, impulse, that urge, that instinct is a big part of their decision making, a big part of their life, to follow their heart, whatever you want to call it. That's something we need to talk about. That intuition, those thoughts, that subconscious mind is a big piece of what we need to address. How do you reprogram your subconscious mind for success? How do you get past the past? I mean, is your past influencing your future? Do we need to do some reprogramming here? Are you pulling yourself down? Are you sabotaging yourself? Because that is the power of the subconscious mind. That's what we need to focus on. Check this out. T-E-A, your thoughts trigger your emotions, which trigger your actions. So a lot of your success or failure comes from your thoughts. We know no thought in your mind can reside rent-free. We know that. So your thoughts, positive or negative, can trigger your emotions, positive or negative, can come across your actions, positive or negative. So how do we address this? How do we do this? Now, we talked about persuasion last week. Let me tell you about confidence, which is a big piece of persuasion, a big piece of trust, is the opposite tends to be true. Your actions, fake it till you make it, sometimes works. If you walk into a room more confident, that can change your emotions and trigger better thoughts. So thoughts control emotions, emotions control actions, but the opposite can be true too. Your actions can trigger better emotions and better thoughts. That's the focus. Those thoughts, the subconscious mind, that intuition. Let's get into it. Let's talk about these thoughts. Change your thoughts, change your future. That's what it comes down to. Remember, thoughts trigger emotions, which come across in your actions. Your thoughts are never idle. Don't be on cruise control. Remember, on a basic level, there's kind of two parts of your brain. There's the conscious, logical, things that you're aware of, part of your brain. Then there's the subconscious. That feeling, the more of the emotional side, they're both important for success. They need to agree with each other, and that'll increase your speed to wealth. I love what Napoleon Hill said. Remember, he's the author of Think and Grow Rich, interviewed countless millionaires to find what they had in common. This is what he says. Every impulse of thought that reaches the conscious mind is classified and recorded, from which thoughts may be recalled. That's why you can find lost keys. You can find the answers. It's amazing what's in your brain. You just have to get it out. You have to find it. You have to use it. And that's your subconscious mind that does that. There is great power in your subconscious mind. It's the tip of the iceberg. You're not aware of most of the things that are happening going around you. Your logical mind's aware of maybe 2 or 3, but there's thousands of things that your subconscious mind is recording, learning, and categorizing. It can use all the knowledge you've gathered to this point. It can steer you in the right direction. Now, sure, your subconscious is the center of all your emotions. It is the emotional side of your brain. but you can harness that. Because when your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to act on it. It won't fight with you at all. That's your conscious mind that'll do that. So when you start thinking about things, wanting things, your conscious mind will fight with you a little bit. I think it's the universe's way to see is that what you really want. We've talked about Olympic athletes, how many times they visualize the success, what they're able to accomplish. That gold medal, that's part of programming your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind will fight with you at first, but then slowly, that loud voice will get softer and softer. And then your subconscious mind will find the solution. Will you accept it? Will you hear it? Will you do it? That's the question. And remember, sometimes that solution might not be the one you thought it would be, but accept it and act on it. So watch those thoughts, watch your self-talk. You can't stop those negative thoughts from happening, but you can redirect them to something more positive. You could do the old rubber band technique that people don't last very long. You just snap yourself every time you have a negative thought. You might last a day, if that. I think it's good, though, to help you realize that most of your thoughts probably are negative. That's what the studies do show. Most of your thoughts you can't do anything about. Most of your thoughts are probably stuck in the past, and there's nothing you can do about that. So when you think about your self-talk, I can't versus I can. Things are going to get worse. No, maybe things are going to get better. I'm going to fail. No, you're going to win. It's no use. Why try? Who cares? That's how things are. That's just how it is. So what I recommend is name your brain. Was there a bully or a mean person growing up? Is it Aunt Edna? Is it Lucifer? Whatever you want to name it. So when it happens, you can yell at it. So let's talk about Aunt Edna again. Let's say it's Aunt Edna. That's what you're going to name your brain, Edna. Like, oh, nice try, Edna. When you hear the, oh, that's how things are. Why try? It's no use. I'm going to fail. It's never. No, nice try, Edna. That works. If that works for you, try it out. Name that negative side of your brain. Watch your self-talk. Redirect it. And you're going to be more positive, more optimistic. You're going to smile more. Life is going to be better. And you will achieve success faster. That's the power of the subconscious mind. It's going to accept what you program. It's not going to argue with you. It's going to find the solution and make it happen. Are you willing to program that part of your brain, that subconscious mind, and leverage it and use it for your success? Don't spend the time to set up those obstacles in your path and sabotage yourself. Don't take the long route. Use your subconscious mind. Remember, we've talked about focus. What are you focusing on? You're not dwelling on all the obstacles, all the past mistakes, all the difficulties, the chances of winning. I'm telling you, with entrepreneurs, this is the biggest thing, believing in yourself. If other people can do it, you can do it. They're not smarter. They're not better. They've had setbacks too. So don't dwell on all those negative things, those obstacles, those roadblocks, those red cones. Whatever it is, focus on the future, focus on your potential, and start accelerating. So how does your subconscious mind speak to you? Everyone's a little bit different here. Everyone describes it in a different way. Is it an intuition, an impulse, a small voice, an urge, a feeling? Whatever it is. So number one, you have to listen and figure out how it's talking to you. Remember I talked about earlier about the power of intuition. One of the best examples of that is Walt Disney, the great entrepreneur, the animator, creator of Disney. He was known for his creativity, being innovative, but also following his intuition. People would laugh, people would mock, but he always followed that voice, that intuition. Disney also had a vision for his projects. He saw them ahead of time. He pursued them with passion. It didn't care what risk he had to take. Even with Disneyland, there was a lot of skepticism out there, but he followed that intuition. He took the risks. And of course, we all know Disneyland and the Disney name has become a massive success. And even when he did have setbacks or challenges, he still listened. He had financial struggles. There were some failures along the way, but he stayed persistent, believed in his vision, and trusted that intuition to guide him through any times, especially tough times. And we've talked about that successful people make faster, quicker decisions. They listen to that intuition. Any CEO of a large company has plenty of data, thousands of pages of data. They can spend 2 years trying to figure it out, but ultimately they have to follow their heart, that intuition, that impulse. So are you listening to that hunch, the gut reaction, the feeling, the inner voice, the instinct, that intuition? I look at my life, where I went to college, who I married. Sometimes you don't have all the answers. You just have to go along the way. Jump and the net will appear. Have a little faith in yourself. Have a little faith in that voice. What did Martin Luther King say? You might not see the whole staircase, but just take the first step in faith. Just start stepping, start going, listening to that voice. In fact, when I went off to get a graduate degree, it was pretty specific to the university I felt I should go to. This voice was telling me, and I applied, didn't hear from them. Like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was off. Week before school started, they called up, oh, hey, we've got your application here. You still want to come? Things work out. They might not always be the way you think or as fast as you think or in the order that you think, but following that voice, following your heart, listening to that inner voice is the power of your subconscious. So, are you listening? So how can you harness that intuition, that instinct? Well, part of it is take time to be alone with your thoughts. There's a lot of noise in the world. You could go throughout the whole day and never have time to be alone with your thoughts, with music and phone calls and social media and people and pop-ins and children, you name it. You got to take some time. Most people prefer early in the morning to be alone with your thoughts. You choose. That's the best time to listen to that intuition. And as you're alone with your thoughts, start to listen. You'll get more familiar with that voice or however it talks to you and comply. If you have a feeling to do something, just do it. Otherwise, you'll probably run the risk of it not talking to you anymore. So listen and comply. Whether you get it, understand it, want to do it, just do it. It's interesting, I mentioned earlier, when you look at charismatic leaders, top leaders, C-level leaders, they score higher in using intuition than lower-level managers. Because it's very ineffective to consciously overanalyze everything, every situation. Ultimately, you're going to have to follow that gut feeling. Intuition is bigger than we realize. It feeds our expertise and creativity and makes us more successful. And keep practicing. Take the time, be alone with your thoughts, practice, you're listening to that voice, you're complying, you keep practicing, and you perfect it. It becomes better, easier, and faster every time you do it. Learn to listen to those thoughts, follow that instinct, that intuition, and let it solve your challenge. Because it's interesting that when you look at the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind does respond to that faith we talked about, that it's going to work, and that faith gives you hope, and that hope gives you motivation. It responds to acceptance, meaning the more you comply, the more you accept it, the more you do it, the easier it is to hear it, and it will start coming more often. And it responds well to that vision. You can see it, taste it, touch it, feel it, you're part of it. Your subconscious mind responds really well to those three. So that's the power of the subconscious mind. It takes a little time to train your mind, to train yourself. Too many people feel like they have no control, or they're doomed to poverty. There's no use. Why try? They're going to fail. That's also programming the subconscious mind in the wrong way. That's why we're going to be more aware of our thoughts, what we're feeding our brain, what we're focusing on. And when you program your subconscious mind, make sure it's in the present tense. Not, I hope to be successful. Maybe a little bit better is, I want to be a millionaire. Even better is, I am a millionaire. And be as specific as you can. I'm a 2.5 millionaire. Or whatever your goal is, insert it here. So treat your subconscious mind like a garden. What are you planting? What are you letting grow? Are the weeds growing? You giving the weeds fertilizer? Is it being neglected? You haven't even thought about it. So treat it like a garden. Make sure you're planting the right things, the things that you want, the things that you enjoy. You're getting rid of those weeds. They're going to grow. They're going to grow. I'm talking negative thoughts. This little weed starts to grow and grow, and eventually it's going to be as big as a tree because you gave it a place to grow. You've been watering it and fertilizing it. No, rip it out as soon as you can. Redirect it to something better, plant something better, and quit neglecting the garden of your mind. So let's talk about that homework. How can you reprogram your mind for more success? What do you need to do with your thoughts, your subconscious mind? What can you do to follow that intuition a little bit more? To follow your heart, to really understand exactly how it works and move forward. Because your past is influencing your future. We got to get past that. I don't care what stupid things you've done. Your past is your past. Your future's bright. There's no spots. It's whatever you want. Don't let your past dictate your future. Again, we've all done dumb things. We're moving on. Your future's bright. It's spotless. It can be whatever you want it to be. And that's by reprogramming your brain. Tapping into your subconscious mind, following that intuition is very important. These are the most important things. In fact, a while back, I was attending a seminar. I was really young at the time, and I was attending all these different seminars on success and wealth and listening to these successful people, these millionaires, and they were all talking about mindset and vision and subconscious mind. And I'm like, okay, whatever, give me the tools. And it wasn't happening for me until I realized those are the tools. These are the most important tools that everybody works on last. So pat yourself on the back for working on these to really reprogram your brain. Best time to do it for most people, you get to choose, is right before bed. Go right before bed. Think about what you want to achieve, and let your subconscious mind work all night to find the answers. Your subconscious mind won't fight with you. Your conscious logical mind will. And you just have to keep doing it. You keep doing it until it becomes real. It feels real. Because, people say, I am a millionaire. You can say these in the present tense, I am a millionaire. But what happens for most people is they're like, I am a millionaire. You're thinking about it before bed, and then your conscious mind goes, no, you're not. You're broke. Are you kidding? And we feel bad, and we never do it again. But every time you say it with purpose, with emotion, with meaning, a little chunk of that doubt will erode away. Your conscious mind will start to fight with you less and less. Your subconscious mind will accept it as truth, and it'll work towards that solution. That is what we're talking about. That is what you need to do. So work on that. Reprogram your mind for success. What can you do to reprogram your mind? Because your past mistakes does not dictate your future potential. So that is your homework. What can we do to reprogram your mind? We talked about a lot of different things, from your thoughts to being more confident in your actions, to your subconscious mind, to following that intuition, that instinct, that urge, that impulse. You'd be surprised how often that's telling you what to do. And a lot of times it'll tell you things you don't want to do. And then okay, it's probably an important thing to do, to call this person, to do this, to track this person down, to take this class. Those are the type of things. So do it. Reprogram your brain, reprogram your mind, become more successful, change your life, change your family, change your city, change your country, and go out and make the world a better place.
Thanks so much, Kurt. Amen, amen, and amen is all I can say to that. Thank you all so much for being in our class today. We love having you here. We're going to say goodbye to our friends from around the world, and then we're going to come back and talk about the financial rewards that's going out, because there's 3 different ways that you can earn money from the foundation. The foundation's got plenty of money. Our goal is to get rid of it and plant as many money trees as we possibly can. 1, come to class. Come to these live classes. Go to successmoneyfoundation.org, get a free membership, go to number 2 courses, and then pull that down. You can see the schedule for the live classes. Number 2 is the earn while you learn. You can earn money by simply going through the online classes. Number 3 is to share the wealth. Share the wealth with others. How do you share the wealth with others? Well, you share your link, and you share having people watch the Share the Wealth and Win video. That's how you kick it off. That's how we are going to change and improve the world. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you being here. Make a difference. Make it happen. Remember that every life is precious. We'll see y'all next.